News now from Uttar Pradesh, and with two seats which will vote in the by-election, the parliamentary seats of Azamgarh and Rampur, the constituencies were represented by Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav and his party colleague Azam Khan. While Yadav got elected to the assembly from Karhal, Khan had won the elections from Rampur assembly seat. So the by-poll taking place today, and there's been major campaigning ahead of this by-poll. Well, let's go across to Alok Pandey now for more. And Alok, what is the latest?
Well, I think one line that you said struck me. You said that there's been major campaigning for both the by-polls. While that is absolutely correct, one of the headlines in the campaigning was also the fact that the Samajwadi Party chief, Akhilesh Yadav Gargi, who vacated the Azamgarh Lok Sabha seat, as we know, he did not campaign in the elections. And, you know, the Samajwadi Party, though officially it has said nothing, but quote-unquote sources have said that, look, he didn't want to campaign for a by-poll. The Samajwadi Party is anyway, very assured that both the seats will be won. Azamgarh and Rampur will be won by them because they were the ones who were holding it anyway. Azam Khan, the strongman, Samajwadi Party strongman and the Rampur Lok Sabha MP earlier, who vacated that seat, he led the campaign for the party, in fact, on both seats. So he was in, of course, his close aide is contesting in Rampur, but he was also in Azamgarh campaigning for Dharmendra Yadav, Akhilesh Yadav's cousin and the former Lok Sabha MP from Badaun, who was contesting from Azamgarh. So that's as far as the Samajwadi Party goes. For the BJP, it's a big challenge. Azamgarh has been a seat that it has not won in the past. So they have tried their best. Their Chief Minister Adityanath, of course, led their campaign. And they have given the ticket there to Niraua, the famous Bhojpuri superstar who lost to Akhilesh Yadav in 2019. Rampur is something that they have focused on, Gargi, because in Rampur, while of course everyone believes that it is Azam Khan's stronghold, they won. They won that Lok Sabha seat in the recent past in 2014. So there were a host of ministers, MPs and MLAs going all the way to Rampur to campaign, and the BJP does believe that it has a chance there. So very interesting by-poll. Of course, today is only the voting. The results will be out on Sunday. But I think both parties will be looking at this with much interest, because if the Samajwadi Party were to lose, it would go down to just 3 seats in the Lok Sabha. If they were to win, obviously they would continue with the 5 that they have. And for the BJP, it's a chance to make a dent in the so-called Samajwadi Party bastion.
All right, Alok, thanks so much for joining us with that. And let's just listen into what Azam Khan had to say.
आतंक रहेगा पुलिस का, प्रशासन का, शासन का। पिछले कई चुनावों में बहुत नंगा नाच हुआ है। मेरे पार्लियामेंट चुनाव में तो अभूतपूर्व नंगा नाच हुआ है। इस बार वैसे हालात तो नहीं है, जो सच बात है, लेकिन गुजरी रात जो कुछ हुआ वो निंदनीय है। आज पुरअमन रहेगा, इसकी हम उम्मीद करते हैं। और अगर आपके साथ कोई ज़्यादती होती भी है तो ज़्यादती को बर्दाश्त करिए और अपने आने वाले कल के लिए, हमारे ज़ख्मों के मरहम के लिए नहीं, आप पर कोई ज़ख्म ना आए, ऐसी मैं कामना करता हूं। और उसके लिए आप वोट ज़रूर डालें, हर हालत में डालें। उससे भी ज़्यादा मिलने चाहिए वोट। मैं उम्मीद करता हूं मेरी गैर मौजूदगी में जितना वोट मिला, मेरी मौजूदगी में उससे ज़्यादा मिलेगा।
And the by-poll now in Punjab, where voters are casting their vote in the Sangrur Lok Sabha constituency. Sangrur was Bhagwant Man's Lok Sabha constituency, from which he resigned after winning the Dhuri assembly seat. Sangrur by-poll could be a popularity test for the Aam Aadmi Party, who won with a huge majority in the state elections. Let's go across to Ghazali for more. And Ghazali, what's the latest? Tell us more about this by-poll.
See, this by-poll is the first political test of Aam Aadmi Party, which came to power in Punjab with a landslide victory. After this victory, as of now, we know that the government is under fire, is facing a lot of criticism over the law and order issue. Opposition has been raising this issue that Bhagwant Mann plays second fiddle to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who is the party's convener. So victory here will certainly stamp or put a stamp on the authority of Aam Aadmi's popularity in Punjab, saying or proving it that it has not declined even after what has unfolded in the last 3 months. It is a prestige battle for Aam Aadmi Party because the seat earlier belonged to Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. He has spearheaded the entire political campaign for the candidate there. Rest of the parties, for them it's a battle of survival. We know Akali Dal, one of the prominent parties of Punjab, its president Sukhbir Singh Badal, he is also facing criticism for the successive defeats. So if the party yet again faces defeat in this polls, it will be very tough for it to revive under the leadership of Mr. Sukhbir Badal. For Congress as well, we saw a lot of defections from the party. Many prominent leaders switched over to BJP just ahead of polls in Punjab. So, and party also went for organizational restructuring after Sidhu went to jail and many top leaders left the party. So Amrinder Singh Rajawani, for him, since he is the party president in Punjab, for him also it's a first test. He will have to show after the polls whether the party is in a mode to fight in Punjab as the lead opposition party. But very interesting turnaround for BJP, a party which almost become politically untouchable. They have managed to get into the rural areas, at least after the farm laws were repealed, and with induction of some ex-Congress leaders, BJP has at least managed to get into the rural areas to campaign, that too in Sangrur, which was the epicenter of farm agitation. So even for them, if their vote percentage increases after the poll results are there, the party will have to reassess whether that is going to be one of their prominent ways of expanding its base in Punjab by inducting ex-leaders, or whether they will go for a membership drive. So their vote percentage will be very significant to monitor as far as BJP's own long-term Punjab expansion plans are concerned.
All right. Thanks so much, Ghazali, for joining us with that. And from Punjab now to the northeast and to Tripura, where crucial by-elections to 4 assembly seats are underway in Tripura. Central and state security forces have been deployed to hold these vital by-elections, which was termed as a semi-final before the 60-member Tripura Assembly's general elections, which is around 8 months away from now. Let's go across to Ratnadeep for more. And Ratnadeep, tell us more about why these by-elections are so crucial for Tripura.
These by-elections are very crucial because these are seen as a semi-finals to the 2023 assembly elections in Tripura, which are about 7 to 8 months. After 7 to 8 months, it's going to take place. And it is also important because the new Chief Minister of Tripura, Dr. Manik Saha, who is a Rajya Sabha MP, he's a candidate in one of the seats, Bardwali constituency. He's contesting from there, so his fate would be decided. He's against veteran politician Ashish Kumar Saha of BJP, of Congress rather. He was with the BJP and recently he quit BJP and joined Congress. So at Bardwali constituency, the contest between incumbent Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha of BJP and Ashish Kumar Saha of Congress is a key fight there. Also, the state capital Agartala, the Agartala constituency is going for by-polls, and there you have a heavyweight fight between Congress's heavyweight leader and former minister Sudeep Roy Burman, who was attacked allegedly by miscreants whom Congress claimed to be BJP goons days before the elections. Now, Mr. Burman has not lost the Agartala constituency since 1998, and he was a BJP minister who fell off with the former Chief Minister Biplab Deb, and he quit the party and came back to his former party, the Congress. Now, BJP has put up a renowned doctor, Dr. Ashok Sinha from that constituency, so that is a key fight. Also, there are 2 other constituencies, Yuvraj Nagar and Surma constituencies. Now, Yuvraj Nagar happens to be a left stronghold. Whether the left can retain it or whether BJP can make a dent there is important. And also in Surma corner fight. Now, overall, in Tripura elections, we are seeing a multi-corner fight where the BJP is there, and then Trinamool Congress has put up candidates. Trinamool Congress is trying to make an inroad. Also, the Congress is trying to research itself, and for the left, it is an election to show whether that they are down but not out. So this multi-corner fight is a very vital election for the BJP, because in the northeast, in Tripura, the BJP is seen on a sticky wicket.
All right. Thanks so much, Ratnadeep, for joining us there with the latest. And in Delhi as well, there's a by-poll taking place. This is in Rajinder Nagar in Delhi. An election nearing for this by-election came to a close on Tuesday evening, with all political parties making extensive efforts to woo voters on the last day of campaigning. So there you can see voting taking place in the Delhi by-election. The results will be declared on the 26th of June.